Welcome, fellow mobile gamers, to episode 11 of these Mobile Gaming Quest summaries, where we go over the 5 most interesting games we played here on the channel last week, adding as much information about each game as possible in less than 1 minute per game. I'm your host, NimbleThor, and now let's get to the games where you'll find my favorite of the week at the end. Gun Stickman is a 2D action shooter with a good sense of humor. In terms of the art style and several of the gameplay elements, it reminds me a lot of Grow Castle as well, except Grow Castle was a tower defense, and this one is an action shooter instead. So we fight waves of enemies, we upgrade our weapon and equipment, we upgrade skills, buy new items, and then continue to the next wave, enter the Endless Hell mode, or jump into an actual real-time multiplayer battle, although I had a really hard time finding a match, by the way. There are no 4 stats, premium currency, or watch a video to revive in this game, which means the only monetization is through in-app purchases to buy more in-game gold. The game can be played offline, it takes up only 40 MB of space, is out on Android and iOS, and my final verdict is that you should definitely play this one. The offline playable old-school indie game The Dark Book is a solid hardcore RPG with item weight limiting our inventory, strong monsters facing us right from the beginning, and a lot of running back and forth to sell equipment found from monsters to town NPCs before returning to the quests. The game actually reminds me quite a bit of Eternium, which I loved playing, by the way, and my only complaints with the game are the few grammatical errors and the lack of animations for town NPCs, which makes them just look kinda stale and a bit boring, honestly. There are no ads though, and monetization thus happens through in-app purchases to buy diamonds, which can be used to revive if we're dead, and gold, which can be used to buy better equipment, although I never really lacked gold in this game. The game can be played offline, it takes up 154 MB of space, it's out on Android and iOS, and my final verdict is that you should definitely play it. The amazing old school feel of a browser-based 2D side-scrolling racer meets gorgeous 3D maps in Gravity Rider, where we slowly upgrade our vehicle, we buy new ones, and complete the many well-designed campaign levels. We unlock these new vehicle parts through loot boxes, which are rewarded after every level, although we have to wait to open them, sadly. Loot boxes are also sold through in-app purchases, which means the non-real-time PvP of the game does become rather pay-to-win, sadly. However, there is no energy system limiting our playtime with the game, and there are no frustrating forced ads either. The game requires an online connection, it takes up 112 MB of space, it's out on Android and iOS, and my final verdict is that you should absolutely play it. Westland Survival is a Western-themed, reskinned version of the Last Day on Earth Survival, which the developers of Westland actually bought the rights to from the original Last Day on Earth developers. The game is very polished in every single way, and I like that they are working on bringing actual multiplayer to this game. All in all, it's a solid survival game where we gather resources, we craft a house, equipment, weapons, and just try to survive for as long as possible. My main complaint is the energy system though, which has us pick between spending energy to fast travel between areas or wait 19 plus minutes to travel to a new location. The game requires online access, it takes up 294 MB of space, it's out on Android and iOS, and my final verdict is that you should at least consider playing it, and definitely play it if you've already played and enjoyed Last Day on Earth Survival. Despite the huge 2 GB patch when we first launched this game, Mercs of Boom is an awesome turn-based sci-fi strategy game with no energy system made by the Guns of Boom developers, and I've had a lot of fun with this game this week. So the core gameplay has us take control of a 3-squad team as we complete missions in space and build up our space base. The game has a lot of depth, no wait time to upgrade anything, and a decently interesting story that is half-voiced at this point, and there are no load times between areas in the space, which really makes a big difference for the overall gameplay feeling. The game monetizes through selling us premium currency, which we also win through the non-real-time PvP matches though, where an AI simply controls another player's troops. However, when a team member dies, we do have to wait for them to survive, hire a new team member, or spend premium currency to revive them instantly. The game can be played offline, it takes up 2.65 GB of space, it's out on Android and iOS, and my final verdict is that you should definitely play it, as it's my favorite game of this entire week. Thanks for watching, let me know which game was your favorite, and until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.